Thanks for joining me today on the Drayway. What's going on? We have a lot to talk about. This has been a pretty busy day already this morning. We got a lot to talk about, so welcome to the Drayway. Let's go. Hey, welcome to the Drayway, man. I want to start off the show talking to you about something I think we need to discuss, that we need to talk about. I know today everyone's talking about the stock market going down, the market's reacting to tariffs and all that stuff. But I want to draw out the picture a little bit and talk to you about something that's probably even more important, especially if you live in Florida, Louisiana, Texas. If you live in those areas, California, your home value, a lot of you have, bought a home or poured money into a home that you think is going to appreciate in value. And that's probably not going to happen. Not like you think it is over the next 10, 20 years, because the cost of owning that property over the next 10, 20 years is going to be astronomical. So what people are starting to find out, for example, in Florida, they think they have a condo worth $500,000, but it's in a building 40 years old. And that building needs millions of dollars worth of work. So your $500,000 condo now, in order to keep that condo, you got to put in $150,000 into the pot to make that building livable, or you lose the building. So a lot of people are finding out, I may think my condo's worth $500,000. I may think my house in South Florida is worth $3 million. But now you got to pay the taxes on it, and now you have to be able to insure it. And if you can't insure it, you're going to run naked. And how long does that last? How long until you take the risk and something, a hurricane comes along? Because whether we want to admit it or not, weather is changing. Storms are changing. When you have 7 inches of snow in Pensacola, Florida, and none in Anchorage, Alaska, what does that tell you? That tells you that things are changing. Here it is wintertime, 7 inches of snow in Pensacola, and none in Anchorage, Florida. None in Anchorage, Alaska. That makes no sense. All right? So we need to start having the conversation. What are these houses worth? What are these houses worth in Florida? What are these condos worth in Florida? Because over the next 5, 10 years, start to extrapolate your taxes and your HOA fees and your insurance. Start to add that up. And you start to go, wow, that is really a lot of money. And you have to be willing to dish out that money. So do you really have a $3 million house after all? Is it possible that over the next 5, 10 years, it's going to be so expensive to live down there that $3 million house is really more like $1.5 million? What's going to happen across the country, and what no one is talking about, is people are going to start losing equity in their home, not building equity. We're talking about losing equity. And you're going to be losing equity because who's going to be willing to go and accept that risk? Who's going to go into Houston? Who's going to go into New Orleans? Who's going to go into Fort Lauderdale or Sarasota? Who's going to go into these places and spend the next 10 years knowing that they're going to be at risk from a hurricane or storm, at risk being able to even get insurance, at a tax risk, an HOA risk? It's getting more and more expensive. And the weather is changing the dynamic. And it's changing the dynamic so that many people, we're talking about millions of people, over the next 5-10 years are actually going to lose hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars in equity. Because I know everybody thinks it's just a one way. Oh, we're just going to keep going up. Prices are just going to keep. No, that's not how things work. That's not how things work, because fewer and fewer people already are able to afford the ridiculous cost and expenses. And if people can't afford it, what has to happen? Prices have to come down. So in those areas, in California, in Florida, in Texas, in Louisiana, where insurance is high, taxes are high, your home value isn't going to keep going higher and higher. In all likelihood, over the next 5-10 years, your prices could actually go down. Let me know what you think. Welcome to the Drayway. We have a lot to talk about today, so don't go anywhere. Stay right there. Well, the stock market is down today, and that's because of the Donald Trump tariffs. And also with Donald Trump, I remember like it was yesterday, Donald Trump standing in front of everybody and saying, on day one, my administration will bring down the cost of groceries. We will bring down inflation. We will make America affordable again on day one. That was a lie. Because prices have not gone down at all. In fact, gasoline is more expensive, eggs are more expensive, prices are actually going up. So yeah, that whole Donald Trump, I'm going to make prices go down by magic, that magic ain't working. So prices are actually going up. And now the tariffs are taking effect. And now people with their IRAs, as the market goes down, so will a lot of people's IRA account. So far, Donald Trump is going to make your IRA account go down. He's going to raise the price on gasoline, which gas is going up because oil prices are shooting up because of uncertainty with Trump. And that's the thing that you need to understand. The guy just brings uncertainty. The guy brings chaos. No, every single morning you have to wake up and wonder, what did Trump do today? What outlandish thing did he say? Who's he threatening today? And now, not only did he tell Canada, I'm going to put a 25% tariff on you, my friend. Canada is the friend of the United States. Mexico is the friend of the United States. You don't do this to friends. Would you do this to your friend? No. This isn't what you do to friends. If you have an issue with a friend, you sit down and say, hey, I have an issue. Let's hammer this out. We have some things we got to talk about. You just don't start going after them and attacking them and saying things like, oh, Canada, we're going to put a 25% tariff on you. If you do anything to us, we're going to make it 50%. What? What? How does this make sense to anybody? What are we doing? Again, these are our friends, and even if we beat them into submission, what kind of friend are you going to have after I'm bigger, I'm stronger, and you're going to have to bend to me? What kind of friend are you going to have after that? Is that really what we want to do? Is that really what's in the best interest of the United States? Is to make Mexico and Canada cower to us? Is that really what's in our best interest? Because that seems to be the plan, And the other plan seems to be that, Trump just wants to crash the economy. He wants to crash the economy so that he can have lower interest rates. Let's make things really, really bad so that we have to rebuild and we can get back 2% and 3% interest rates. Because to Trump has no idea how to do anything without cheap interest rates. Nothing. He has no plans, no clue, and either does this administration. Either do the Republicans in the House and in the Senate. If you notice, they haven't put up one thing, not one bill to make life better for us. Not a single one. And if you're looking for one, good luck, because I'm telling you, it's not coming. And what we're stuck with right now is today is nothing. Whether the market goes down 100, 200, 300, whatever, that's nothing. That's just a knee-jerk reaction. But if these tariffs stay, if these tariffs hang around for weeks or months, you're going to see massive drops in the market, huge drops in the market, companies going bankrupt, banks going bankrupt. You're going to see some awful things take place the longer these tariffs go on. So, do I expect them to go on for months? I just don't see it, because I don't see the benefit of completely crashing our economy. I don't get it. But let me know what you think. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber yet, come on, hit the subscribe button. There's a new Drayway show each and every day. And I love it. I love that we're almost at 30,000, and I can't thank you enough. So I'm trying to get to 100,000. I need your help, so hit the subscribe button. But don't go anywhere. I have a final thought. Stay right there. Everybody's freaking out today. What should I do with my IRA? I mean, you should have been thinking about that. If you've been watching this show, I've been telling you, the market is going to be a difficult place to be in, because Donald Trump is going to, with these tariffs, it's gonna tank the market. It's not going to be good for business. It never is. Tariffs are not good for business. They're just not. And where's the safe place to be right now? Gold. Gold is the safe place to be. Gold and silver. Yeah. You're going to have to find out call your investment advisor and find out what your plans are. But like I've said before, and I'll say again, what Donald Trump plans on doing is inflationary. It's not going to be good for business. So if you're concerned about your monies, I would be looking towards something a little bit more safe in these inflationary times, like gold. I haven't checked out gold prices today, but I would imagine they're up considerably. I've been in gold for a while now because Donald Trump and his policies are inflationary. And is he going to be good for the stock market? No, he's not, because tariffs are not good for the stock market. And it's going to be difficult times. So now is the time, if you haven't done it already, if you didn't do it last week, I bet you're more eager to do it this week, but get with your investment advisor, especially if you don't have a long time to go, or you want a safer mix in your investment. You need to be looking at companies, energy type companies, especially that provide electricity, companies that are a little bit more stable, and don't have wild swings. And my favorite right now is gold and silver. Gold and silver is my favorite because when times are uncertain, when times are difficult, gold and silver is a safety haven. And with Donald Trump around, I think over the last couple of weeks we have found there's nothing safe about Donald Trump. Donald Trump brings chaos, and I think the market is going to respond kindly. Like I said, is today going to be the end all? No, today's just the beginning. Today's the beginning of the whole nonsense with the stock market. If tariffs stay for months, do I think they're going to stay for months? I don't think so, because he's going to completely crash the economy. So the longer these tariffs go, if they go for weeks, that's one thing. But if they go for months, yeah, you could see thousands and thousands of points dropped off the stock market. Yeah. The Dow could go down to 37, 38,000. Yeah, 37, 38,000. If tariffs are intact for months, we're talking about going into May and June with tariffs. Yeah, you could be looking at a 37, 38,000 Dow. We'll see if I'm right. Don't forget, there's a new Drayway every single day. And I'll be talking to you about what's going on in the administration and what's going on around the world every single day right here on the Drayway. So please, hit the subscribe button. For those of you that are already subscribed, I can't thank you enough. It means a lot to me. Tomorrow we'll be talking about my new podcast, because starting today, my podcast starts in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and we'll be talking about that tomorrow. So have a great day, everybody. And don't forget, a new Drayway tomorrow, and I'll see you there on the Drayway.